Hi, everybody. Steve Scott here, and let's talk a little bit about drill training. And, when in doubt, drill. That's the best advice I can give you as a coach. And having done that for many years as a coach, and also I believe that for my own personal development as well. Um, there are no tricks in what we do. What we do is rugged, tough, gritty, whether it's judo, sambo, jiu-jitsu, whatever it may be, submission grappling. It's a tough way to go. It's a tough sport, and it really requires two primary things in development. You should train hard, but you should equally train smart. So you've got to structure your workouts, and that's really an important thing here about this, guys. There are no magic wands, there are no magic bullets, no cool technique. It really comes down to the heart and soul of training is getting on the mat and drill, and then drill some more. And also, you want to randori, you want to roll, you want to go live. But if you think of going live or randori or rolling as a drill, you'll be better off because it really is, it develops structure to your training. If you just show up and just roll around and just beat up on each other, you only get good to a certain level. You need to practice on specific skills a lot. I mean, it takes thousands of repetitions to develop an automatic response and beyond on an automatic response to be able to perform a skill when you really need it to perform. If you just do it once in a while when you're rolling around doing randori, that's great. But it doesn't give you enough time to really develop that skill. So you need to structure your training when you're doing that. And the best way to do that is with drill training. Like I said, when in doubt, drill. A good practice is one series of drills followed by another series of drills, and they all have a focus, and that's what it takes in training. Whether it's you have a coach providing that focus, or you're providing the focus for yourself. If you're just training on your own with some of the guys you like, a lot of garage grapplers might do. So you've got to provide that structure, and that's what it takes: structured training. And when I said drill, and then drill some more. So let's think about a few things here. First of all, my old friend Harry Parker said the best piece of training equipment in the gym is another human being. So how human beings interact with each other as good training partners is essential. And you all have to agree that you're going to drill, and then drill some more. That's the key thing. And really, if like I said earlier, there's no magic potion here to developing skill. It takes specific hard work, and to do this, you have to structure your training with skill drills. You're developing specific skills and enhancing skills you've already learned on a specific move or series of skills. So that you can do them in different levels of intensity and cooperation. From total cooperation to giving each other, about 50-75% resistance if you want to. Never go 100% resistance to drill training, because what that does is it doesn't help you develop your skill like you need it to. And I say this because you say, well, you want to train as hard as you can. Yes. But that can come in randori. That can come, more of a intensity of resistance in randori. But remember, in drill training, your partner knows what you're doing. He knows the drill you're working on. So, he can anticipate your move, and that doesn't give you a good sense of how to really train what might actually happen in a match. You do always have that element of surprise in a match that your opponent does not know what you're going to do, but your training partner does know what you're going to do. So keep that in mind. So when you work on different levels of intensity or cooperation, keep that in mind in your skill drills. And along those skill drills, you have some situational drills. You put yourself in situations, put your opponent in situations, and you have to react to them. Now, you may obviously have already worked on, hopefully you've already worked on those things where you know what to do. You know how to react most efficiently for that situation. So this is where you work on that situation and put yourself in bad situations. And again, various levels of cooperation and various levels of intensity. And then also, another like, and again, here we go, randori or going live or rolling can be a situational drill. You can put yourself in different situations in randori and work out of them. Like, one guy's ahead of the score and he has to catch up, and he has so much time to catch up, that type of thing. You can work on tactics as well in that situation. Now, fitness drills are also another really important set of drills. that you can increase your flexibility, your your cardio, your anaerobic capacity, your strength levels. But again, they should always be relevant on the mat. They should always be relevant to what you're doing, what you want to actually achieve. So focus those fitness drills that will help you achieve what you want to do in your sport you're training for. Now, of course, train off the mat. Train like a crazy man or woman off the mat, so you have the gas in the tank, the strength when you need it to be able to pull off what you want to do on the mat. So I'm talking about right now, though, on just on the mat training. So those fitness drills should focus entirely, be relevant to what you're doing, for the sport you're training for. And these are just some thoughts I've had off the top of the head. I wanted to cut this quick little, monologue here about training most efficiently, because honestly, that is the heart and soul of what we do. And really, when I've traveled a lot, I've seen a lot of, I've done a lot of seminars in places, and one of the biggest things I see is that people don't know how to train efficiently. They just don't train on the basics. Like my great friend Bob Corwin said, the bread and butter judo. You've got to train the bread and butter, and you've got to have that before you can go on and put the fancy jelly on the bread or anything. You've got to have the basics, and those basics then set up the cool moves. And when you see somebody do a great move, some Olympic champion or some world champion or whatever it may be in a competition, just know that athlete has probably practiced 10,000 hours on that specific move. Just worked and worked and worked that move, and behind the scenes you've never seen it. So don't expect to be doing it like that Olympic champion does it, or get it quick, because it's going to take you thousands of hours to develop that skill. And then again, it won't be exactly like he did it or she did it, because you'll make that skill work for you best. And when you structure your training, the outcome of that is that you make the technique work for you. As my coach Morris Allen used to tell me, make the technique work for you, make the skill work for you, make it fit you like a glove. And how do you do that? Structured training with drills, and lots of drills, and then a good amount of going live, randori, or rolling to supplement that. But you've got to structure your training, you've got to focus on what's important. So today, just a few thoughts on structuring your training and getting the most efficient time out of training while you're on the mat. And thanks so much for listening, and keep training hard.